Hi. Thanks, everyone. This has been really great. Thanks, Ruby and Sean and everyone at Creative Capital. It's been amazing. Oh, that's Hal. Got it from the internet. Going to read a few pages from a poem I'm working on. But backstory is that in September 2008, my wife and I learned that we were going to have a baby, which we're very excited about, and we'd been hoping for that for a long time. And then 3 days after the little pregnancy kit came back positive, I got a call from my doctor, and he told me that I had cancer. So that weirded me out for a while. And this poem is about that. This poem came out of that. I'll just jump around in the first pages. There's an epigraph to the poem, the poem is called Underworld Lit. It's about trying to keep it together and do my job as a teacher during this time. Time is a great teacher, they say. The pity of it is, she kills all her pupils. 1. During a recent leave of absence from the middle of my life, I came across an inscription on a historical prism of Ashurbanipal that I found to be somewhat disquieting. Of an enemy whose remains he had abused in a manner that does not bear repeating here, this most scholarly of Mesopotamian kings pronounces, "I made him more dead than he was before." This is my quotation mark. Prisms of this sort were often buried in the foundations of government buildings, and therefore intended to be read by gods, but not men. Somewhere in the maze of carols and stacks, I thought I could hear a low dial tone, humming without end. In Ashurbanipal's library, there's a poem written on clay that corrects various commonly held errors regarding the world of the dead. Contrary to the accounts of Mulian, Odysseus, and Quasi-Benepho et al., it is not customarily permitted to visit the underworld. No, the underworld visits you. I'm skipping sections here. Already it is beginning to seem that I cannot avoid the subject of this nation's interminable occupation of the Republic of Iraq. But I would have preferred to write something along the lines of a poetic essay on comparative underworlds. For the past few years, I've taught a course on world literature, which has frequently proven to be a disappointment, both to myself and to the students, some in headscarves, some occasionally dressed in fatigues, who have registered for this seminar in order to satisfy their humanities requirement. It confirmed my hatred of epics and reaffirmed my faith that I will never study medieval literature. The instructor is fairly intelligent and enthusiastic about his brand of writing, but is unreceptive, even intolerant, of anything that is not a poem, or a poem in prose form. These are real. Made me question the value of higher learning. It can so easily become detached from real life. It occurred to me that by writing about teaching, I might learn something. There would be assignments, a midterm, and a final examination, followed by some sort of internal unraveling and the sound of rain falling on rooftops at night. I needed to find my footing in the order of things. And because I know almost nothing about the world, I decided to work my way up from below. Read one more section. 5. Introduction to the Underworld, cross-listed with Comp Lit. In this course, students will be ferried across the river of sorrow, subsist on a diet of clay, weigh their hearts against a feather on the infernal balance, and ascend a viewing pagoda in order to gaze upon their homelands until emptied of all emotion. Texts will include the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Mayan Book of the Dead, the Ethiopian Book of the Dead, and Muriel Rukeyser's Book of the Dead. The goals of the course are to introduce students to the posthumous regimes of various cultures and to help them develop the communication skills that are crucial for success in today's global marketplace. All readings in English. Requirements include the death of the student, an oral lamentation, and a final paper. Thanks.